Hey everybody, it's Allison here from Ascending Spirit in Winter Park, Colorado. I've got a question for you. Who in your organization is ultimately responsible for corporate well-being? Do you have a corporate wellness officer? Do you have somebody that has budget, that has authority, that has a team, and is ready to map out the full employee experience? Why is this important? So taking my experience in marketing, where we would actually map out what the customer journey looks like from every touch point in a buying and decision-making process, you start to learn where you may have weak links because that individual is engaging with multiple departments. They've got accounting, they've got sales, they've got marketing materials that are coming at them. Maybe they've made the purchase and they've got customer implementation or customer success helping them. There are tons and tons of different touch points, including, maybe it's a review of a legal contract, so you've got legal involved. The receptionist that picks up the phone. Well, the same thing is true of an employee. Have you mapped out what that experience looks like from the moment that they have applied for a job all the way through to what that retirement experience would look like for them, assuming that they stayed within your organization? And here's the deal. If you haven't, then you've probably missed the fact that they're getting disparate messages from across the organization. Here's what I mean by that. There are lots of different departments that have a hand in what corporate wellness looks like to the employee. So HR is responsible for looking at the benefits and the compensation packages. They manage and look at all of the recruitment, talent acquisition. They're looking at retention strategies. You may have a learning and development department that puts together all kinds of wonderful resources and training materials to help that employee upskill. Maybe you're lucky enough to have an organizational development department that would help you to understand how that personality of that individual and what truly motivates them fits within a team. Maybe you've got corporate compliance because you're a publicly traded company and you are delivering training out of necessity that covers bias, bribery, discrimination of all sorts, so sexism, ageism, racism, the whole gamut. That also is part of the employee experience. So you have all of these different touch points, and if you're lucky, you may have a people and culture, corporate culture officer that's looking at that full picture and bringing it all together and saying, what are we going to do? Because burnout is at an all-time high, because productivity has skyrocketed and everybody's able to work 24/7, should you ask them to. And we're seeing more absenteeism, we're seeing more emotional distress, we're seeing mental illness on the rise. So what are we going to do to really retain and attract the highest quality employees? We need to look at this from a holistic point of view. So that's why when you look at corporate wellness, if nobody's responsible, then how do you know if you're truly doing a good job as a company? Who's going to tell you this is what our wellness scorecard looks like? And what I believe, and this is my hypothesis merely, is that we've had a lot of influx in budget to buy apps, to set up, lunch and learns, to create a women in work type environment, or to highlight and promote special certain things or aspects. Maybe you're fortunate enough to even have a nutritionist on staff. I'm not sure. But the thing is that these things don't get adopted at the rate that we would like to see that truly make a mark for employee satisfaction. And my hypothesis is the reason is because nobody owns it, because we're expecting the employee to navigate all of this myriad of stuff in a really busy, high, fast-paced environment where productivity matters, where you've got to have management, dealing with lots of different moving parts at all the time. And so it's not modeled. It's not a modeled behavior. Wellness sort of falls into the box of, well, maybe we'll get around to it. Maybe I'll have some time to meditate. Maybe I might be able to cook a meal tonight. And what I'm challenging you is saying is that your middle management team, start there. Work with those individuals. Give them the tools to set those boundaries, to recognize what empowers them personally will help them professionally grow. And the reason why I say start with middle management is because it trickles down. It's a wonderful thing because all of your lower level employees are looking upward, looking at what that success criteria looks like to be able to climb the ladder. And if you've got your middle managers that say, this is what success looks like, I feel in my body that I am capable, I have the tools, I have the emotional intelligence to recognize when I need to be vulnerable, when I need to be more hard hitting, and when I need to stop. That's critical. Knowing when to stop, to set aside work and allow the space for that creative flow to come in. This is where it's really, really important that companies start to empower their middle managers to learn those softer skills, to learn how to set aside time for meditation, to learn how to create a sleep habitat that encourages and promotes the best night of sleep so that the brain can function at least 90%. That's my hope, is that during Ascension 2024, I've put together an incredible journey with lots of different speakers that will not talk at you, but that will help you to embody what does it feel like when I'm calm? What does it feel like when I'm not emotionally charged? What does it feel like when I feel really stressed and I can let it go? How do I bring myself back into regulation and balance? And we'll show you using diet, using exercise, breath work, meditation. We've got all kinds of fantastic activities so that you can learn and practice and then bring it back to your employees. And what will happen is you will notice that employees will become more engaged. You'll have less absenteeism. Your productivity will actually go higher because you've created the boundaries for them to also be a person, be a human, be a father, a mother, a sister, a brother, a friend, and not just an employee. I'd love to see you at Ascension 2024. Come learn what corporate wellness can be just by starting with your management team, looking at how to help them succeed, giving them the tools, helping them to cascade that information down through the ranks. I hope to see you at one of our 5 workshops. They begin in September, October, and November. I'll check you later. Thanks.